Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Pollination. We know that flower is a reproductive part of the plant. The flower contains male and female part of the plant. Male is the stamen or androecium, which consists of anther and filament. And the female part is the pistil or carpel, which consists of stigma, styles, ovary, which contains ovules. The anthers of the stamens produce pollen grains. The transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of same flower or another flower of same plant or flower of another plant of same species is known as pollination. So pollination is just the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma. Types of pollination. There are two types of pollination. First is self-pollination or autogamy. The transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of the same flower is called as self-pollination. When the transfer of pollen grains takes place between the neighboring flower, it is known as geitonogamy. So self-pollination is the transfer of pollen from anther to stigma of same flower. Second is cross-pollination or allogamy. The transfer of pollen grains from anther of one flower to the stigma of flower of another plant of same species is known as cross-pollination. Here the transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma takes place between different flowers. Condition for self-pollination. It can occur only in bisexual flowers, which means the flower containing both male and female parts. Anthers and stigma must mature at the same time. Advantages of self-pollination. Chances of pollination is very high. Parental characters are preserved. No wastage of pollen grains takes place. No need of large showy flowers with scent and nectar. Disadvantages of self-pollination. Continued self-pollination generation after generation leads to the weakening of variety of species. It does not yield new variety. Conditions for cross-pollination. Flowers are large with bright color. Flowers have scent and nectar to attract insects. It requires external agent for pollination like insects, wind, water, birds, etc. Pollination by insects is known as entomophily. By wind is known as anemophily. By water, hydrophily. By birds, ornithophily. And by animals, zoophily. Advantages of cross-pollination. Offsprings are healthier. New varieties are produced. Disadvantages of cross-pollination. Pollination is not always certain due to unavailability of agents. Wastage of pollen grains takes place. Process of pollination. In this process, the pollen grains are produced in the anther. Pollens from the stamen stick to the pollinator's body when it collects flower nectar. This pollinator carries the pollen to another flower, and the pollen from the pollinator's body is deposited on the stigma to complete the process of pollination. Coming up, my next video on fertilization. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe, like, comment and share.